Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the last part of our October 2022 Discmemberment. This is the Civil Gore Podcast. I am your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. This is the Discmemberment month that never ends. I feel like it's one of those things like the Discmemberment. But
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this one definitely is going to be what is it? I think this might be a record. 29 titles this week. But due to Tim's voice, if you heard, his dulcet tones are a little undulcety tonight.
Yes.
So unfortunately, you're going to hear more of me than usual, which is I'm sure exactly what you wanted to hear. But so and we're going to probably try and trim a lot of the extras that are just silly ones. Try and basically just go through like the big sets that have the extras on it, which or there's a couple in there, but so the Discmemberment may sound a little different, maybe sound a little rushed because we are recording this right before our big roundtable for Halloween ends. So just bear with us. Hopefully we'll you'll get the gist of at least what releases are coming out.
Yeah, we couldn't leave you hanging with 29 titles coming this week, so apologies for my voice. So we got waylaid here at the household with some kind of crazy non-COVID but equally destructive, it seems, kind of respiratory virus thing going on.
I feel like this is worse than when you had COVID.
I know, it feels
worse.
Like it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I don't know, but there's like Olivia, one school, she keeps a track of attendance, and one school in our county had over a third of their students out today.
Oh my God.
That's how crazy this stuff is.
Yeah, it's going around. But here's the good thing though. We're going to give you 29 things you could watch if you do happen to catch one of these fluttering viruses.
Right. You
colds,
don't have
right?
to watch The Price is Right. You can, like you did back in the day when you were a
right?
kid.
Why was it always The Price is Right?
It was always The Price is Right. And it was me too.
Always on.
Yeah.
And it felt like they doubled up when you were sick. There were like 3 episodes back to back or something. I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, let's get this show under the road.
Yes, The first one up is from Warner Archive. This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the original 1931. I guess that's the original. There might be one earlier. I can't remember.
Could be. Yeah.
Based on the story by Robert Louis Stevenson, Dr. Henry Jekyll believes that there are 2 distinct sides to men, a good and an evil side. He believes that by separating the two, man can become liberated. He succeeds in his experiments with chemicals to accomplish this and transforms into Mr. Hyde to commit horrendous crimes. When he discontinues use of the drug, it is already too late. I did watch this version I think I watched it for a horror movie challenge maybe 2 years ago. But no special features on this. This is just one of the Warner Archive releases that they do.
Yeah, I had never seen this one either, but I definitely want to. Next one is from Universal Studios, and that is Nope in 4K for 2022. I think it's out on regular non-4K also. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's funny. I think that comes out a little. It might come out a week later or the same time. I don't know because mine says it's coming November 9th, but I thought it was going to come out this week. But I guess we'll see what Amazon does. Lately, Amazon is, especially if you're Tim, been super unreliable. It's like 50-50. Pretty much. But anyway, of course, from 2022, the Jordan Peele vehicle. After random objects falling from the sky result in the death of their father, ranch-owning siblings OJ and Emerald Haywood attempt to capture video evidence of an unidentified flying object with the help of tech salesman Angel Torres and documentarian Antlers Holst. I didn't realize that was the name.
That's a name.
Like I said, I haven't ordered it. This guy's got your usual making of Nope, which I want to see because actually there's some based on a true event kind of thing in there, and it's deleted scenes, gag reel, call him Jean Jacket and a mysterious man of Muybridge, whatever that is.
Next up is one I really want to see, The Invitation from 2022. A young woman is courted and swept off her feet only to realize a gothic conspiracy is afoot. I
think this is currently on. Is it Shudder?
I think so. Something? Yeah, this one was on my watch list. I'll probably try to watch it before the end of the month. I'm trying to get to 50 movies by the end of the month. I'm at 36. So
Tim go. I know I'm a little behind, but I usually catch up on the weekends, and some days I catch up. And there's a couple that I watch, but due to the I don't know if I'm going to count them as part of the challenge yet because it's one of those embargo things. So I have to double check the date of the embargo before I can announce it. So I may have to rewatch something else. But anyway, next one is from Kino Lorber, and that is 1980's Dress to Kill, one of my favorite all time.
One that we've featured on the show before. If you guys go back and look for our episode on that one.
Yeah, and this is a good version of it, so I may have to upgrade. It's a 4K version, and it's, of course, you don't know, it's a mysterious woman kills off one psychiatrist patient and then goes after the call girl who witnessed the murder. It's a Michael Caine vehicle.
Yep.
This got some decent special features. I'll go through them quickly. Other than the 4K transfer, there's new audio commentary by film critic and author Maitland McDonough, which that'd probably be cool. I love analyzing this type of films, those De Palma films. Disc 2 is the actual Blu-ray, and it has new Strictly Business, interview with actress Nancy Allen, new Killer Frames, interview with associate producer and production manager Fred C. Caruso, and new An Imitation of Life, interview with actor Keith Gordon. And then all the regular extras are what you can find previously on the disc, but I definitely might have to upgrade to this because, like I said, one of my favorite movies, and it's got a lot of cool features.
Next up from Synapse, we have Satan's Little Helper from 2004. Halloween will never be the same. Upon meeting a strange masked man, 9-year-old Douglas Woolley lives out the fantasy of his favorite video game, Satan's Little Helper. The two embark on a hellish rampage through the small suburban community. Oh,
Alexa infiltrating it. Oh, it's Alexa.
It's Alexa this time. She loves trying to get on the podcast for some reason.
Yeah, these other women in Tim's life
I know.
seem to harass him.
She's oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with her. The two embark on a hellish rampage through the small suburban community, but when the mass killer targets Dougie's family, it may be too late to stop them. Now I will have a caveat. I've been laid up sick today, so I didn't get to watch any of these trailers, but I'll let Brian chime in on what this one looked like.
Yeah, this was kind of just
Yeah.
Did not look thrilling. But there are some special features. I'll give Tim's voice a rest here. It's got a fully uncut presentation of the film, audio commentary by director Jeff Lieberman, vintage behind-the-scenes featurette, Devil in the Details, Making of Satan's Little Helper, Mr. Satan's Neighborhood, tour of the filming locations with director Jeff Lieberman, and a promotional trailer.
Nice.
So the next one is from Severin Films. This is one I'm going to have to buy, I think. It's just Changeling 4K, 1980. We've done this one on the podcast as well. And this one is got a man staying in an old mansion with been unoccupied for years, finds himself disturbed by a strange presence which haunts the house. This is, like I said, this is another classic we did. This one's got a lot of stuff on here. I'll go through it really quickly, though. Complete motion picture soundtrack on CD disc, which is pretty cool. Audio commentary with director Peter Medak and producer Joel B. Michaels, moderated by Severin Films' David Gregory. Interview with Peter Medak by filmmaker Adrian Garcia. Adrian Garcia Boliano at Morbido Fest 2008. Exile on Curzon Street, Peter Medak on his early years in swinging London. House on Cheeseman Park, the haunting true story of the Changeling. The music of the Changeling, interview with music arranger Kenneth Wanneberg. Building the House of Horror, interview with art director Ruben Fried. And the psychotronic tourist, the Changeling. Oh, one more, sorry. Master of Horror Mick Garris on the Changeling, which I'd love to hear about.
That could have easily been a pick of the week.
It could have been. And it might have been until I saw the other one, but...
Yeah.
So this one's a big one, Tim. So let me take this one.
Yeah, this one's tough
to save you a little bit. So bear with us here. This is the Count Yorga collection from 1970 to 71. The collection, but it's like spans 2 years. From Arrow. It's restored, rejuvenated, reborn. By the end of the 1960s, the boom in the old world Gothic horror had begun to wane in the face of present-day terrors like the Vietnam War. In response, American filmmakers brought horror out of the past and into the present. And the classic movie monsters packed their bags and headed for the new world. Count Yorga Vampire was among the first to successfully transpose this classic vampire, cloak and all, to a modern-day setting, as the Count, played unforgettably by Robert Quarry, arrives in the United States and settles in a Southern California mansion with his mysterious brides. A drive-in favorite from the moment it was released, a sequel soon followed. The Return of Count Yorga ups the ante and sees a sardonic count on the streets of San Francisco, his sights set on an orphanage as a potential source of sustenance. Director Bob, Keljan, Scream Dracula Scream, which Tim just watched for the horror challenge, delivers a 1-2 punch of classic cult cinema, mixing chills, thrills, styles, and suspense with a knowing wit that revels in the genre trappings. Presented an all-new restoration by Arrow Films. The new scans of the original camera negative. The Count Yorga collection is a full-blooded feast to die for. There's a lot of slow-motion vampiring in this trailer.
I need to see this one. This one looks
Yeah,
good.
the trailers look cool. There's actually some creepy trailer things. It's totally like a Joe Bob like count thing. So it's got the 2K restorations. It's got Perfect Bound Collector's Book, featuring new writing by film critic Kat Ellinger and horror author Stephen Laws, plus archive contributions by critic Frank Collins and filmmaker Tim Sullivan. It's got the limited edition packaging, fold-out double-sided posters for both films. And it's actually with new commissioned artwork by Heather Vaughn. 12 double-sided postcard-sized lobby card reproduction art cards. Reproduction press book for Count Yorga Vampire. So that's just all the frills. Here's what you get on the discs. The first one for Count Yorga Vampire. It's a brand new audio commentary by film critic Tim Lucas. I noticed they're all critics this month. There's very few him stories, and I think I know why. I think they got tired of us talking about them, so they renounced their status as historian and dropped down a peg. Just we leave them alone. Archival audio commentary by film critics David Delval and C. Courtney Joyner. See, like they're all of them, but now they're like critics.
They're going incognito now.
Yeah. The Count in California, a brand new appreciation by Heather Drain and Chris O'Neill. And Heather Drain was a film historian at one point. Again, not now. I Remember Yorga, a brand new interview with Frank Darabont, in which the award-winning filmmaker talks about his love for Count Yorga Vampire. A Vampire in L.A., a brand new interview with actor Michael Murphy. Fangirl Radio tribute to Robert Quarry, an archival episode featuring host Jessica Dwyer in conversation with Tim Sullivan, filmmaker, Yorga fan, and friend of Robert Quarry. It's got the trailer, radio spots, image galleries. Second one, Return of Count Yorga. Brand new audio commentary by film critic Stephen R. Bissett. I'm telling you, it's a trend. Archival audio commentary by David Delval and C. Courtney Joyner. The Count and the Counterculture, a brand new interview with film critic Maitland McDonough. Chamber Music of Horrors, brand new interview with David Huckvale about the scores for both films. Archival interview with film critic Kim Newman. Theatrical trailer, radio spots, and the image gallery.
That's a nice set there.
But that's a nice set. Yeah. That's very tempting.
Next up, from the Film Detective, we have the Bat Special Edition. This is a 1959 film. And it says here, mystery writer Cornelia Van Gorder has rented a country house called The Oaks, which not long ago had been the scene of some murders committed by a strange and violent criminal known as the Bat. Meanwhile, the house's owner, bank president John Fleming, has recently embezzled $1 million in securities and has hidden the proceeds in the house, but he is killed before he can retrieve the money. Thus, the lonely country house soon becomes the site of many mysterious and dangerous activities. These are always a fun time.
Yeah, this looks like a really fun movie.
This has a new restoration from the 35mm archival elements. New featurette, The Case for Crane Wilbur. New audio commentary track by professor and film scholar Jason A. Ney. 9 archival radio episodes featuring Vincent Price, and a fully illustrated booklet featuring The Case of the Forgotten Author by Jason A. Ney.
It's a nice little couple of features here.
Yeah.
The next is from Synapse, which is The Kindred from 1987. It says a geneticist takes his assistant to his old family home to locate the deadly product of his late mother's revolutionary research into rapid human evolution. His monstrous tentacled baby brother. Oh, not for Cone.
Yeah.
Before a mad scientist gets
I have never seen this one, I don't think.
I vaguely remember this being on like the movie channel when I was younger, or Cinemax, something like one of those cable channels. Not HBO. I think it was one of the other ones, but I vaguely remember it. Like I said, this one's a 4K version, and it's the unrated version, which probably I did not see if I saw this at all, because they didn't show unrated stuff back then. Audio commentary with directors Jeffrey Obrow and Stephen Carpenter, moderated by horror journalist Steve Barton. Inhuman Experiments, The Making of the Kindred, an all-new documentary, that's pretty cool. Compilation of creature effects by artist Michael McCracken. Juniors. Never before seen on-set footage. Still gallery and original storyboards, an original theatrical trailer, original video promotional trailer, and TV spots.
All right, we got next up from Severin Films, Dracula vs. Frankenstein from 1971. Dracula conspires with a mad doctor to resurrect the Frankenstein monster. And, this is
this Disco Dracula.
Disco Dracula. Yeah, I was about to say, 1971, that's got to be heavy disco. This has Zandor and Friends, interviews with stars Zandor Vorkov and John Bloom, producer Samuel M. Sherman, director of photography Gary Graver and son Sean Graver, archival audio commentary with producer-distributor Samuel M. Sherman, Feed Your Head, Lose Your Head, and appreciated by cult film historian Howard S. Berger. We remember him. He's kind of like the boss hog of the film historian set.
He is.
Monster Protest, home movie footage, Sam Sherman interviews Fari Ackerman, Outtakes trailer, TV spot, radio spots, reversible artwork. Sound like a Joe Bob rundown here. Brain of Blood special features. Partial archival audio commentary with producer-distributor Samuel M. Sherman. Memories of Blood. Interviews with director Al Adamson, producer Samuel M. Sherman, actor Sandor Vorkov, and more. Oh, it's an Al Adamson vehicle.
Oh,
He had that.
Was it in that set?
He was in that big box set, yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny you said it's very Joe Bob, because of course Joe Bob's real name is John Bloom, not this John Bloom, because this John Bloom sadly passed away in 1999. But
yeah, interesting. Trailer, radio spots, and
just a soundtrack.
Just 2 CD soundtrack. Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Next one is from VCI. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things in 4K from 1973. A movie director and his troupe of actor friends vacation on a remote island where they dig up a corpse named Orville and jokingly perform a ceremony to resurrect it. It works. Interesting, garishly colored zombie makeup of an offbeat countercultural feel make this an interesting curiosity. And I've totally forgot I watched this for the horror challenge, and I forgot that Smedley character, which was that weird the teacher guy.
Yeah, this is a weird movie.
Yeah, this was so bizarre, but I highly recommend it if you want a fun time watching it. And some good features on this. Makes me want to possibly pick this up. A new video introduction Q&A with Alan Ormsby. New 90-minute video documentary Dreaming of Death. Bob Clark's horror films with many new interviews with cast and crew. Full commentary track with Alan Ormsby, Jane Daly, and Anya Cronin. Memories of Bob Clark, a video tribute to the late director. The Los Angeles Grindhouse Festival, May 22nd, 2007, Q&A. It was a video film between the double feature of Children Shouldn't Play and Death Dream at the Beverly Cinema. Confessions of a Gravedigger, video interview with Ken Gotch. And extensive, I can't speak, extensive photo and poster gallery. Dead Girls Don't Say No, music video by the Dead Things. That's really inappropriate.
That's creepy.
Cemetery Mary, music by the Dead Things. Original theatrical trailer and radio spots, and new special liner notes. Book. I want to say linear because it's a vendor we deal with at work. New special liner notes booklet written by Patrick McCabe.
Next up, from Severin, Tales to Keep You Awake, Season 1 from 1966. I had never heard of this.
Either have I, and it looks really good.
Yeah, I've never heard of this anthology series. Though he made 2 feature films, the legendary Who Can Kill a Child and The House That Screamed, the ultimate legacy of writer-director Narciso Chicho Ibanez Serrador remains his groundbreaking 1966-1968.
Yeah, and a fourth name in there.
Yeah, Televisión Española series Historias para no dormir. That's why I haven't heard of it. It's a Spanish anthology.
Okay.
Serrador wrote, directed, and introduced every episode, adapting stories by Ray Bradbury, Edgar Allan Poe, Robert Bloch, and his own material under the pseudonym Louis Penefiel, shocking Franco-era audiences with black humor, macabre themes, and sharp social commentary while inspiring generations of Spain's greatest genre filmmakers, as well as a 2021 reboot. This definitive 2-disc collection includes Serrador's complete classic series, 1974 special, 1982 miniseries, and more that celebrates the lifetime achievement Goya Award winner Nerdist calls one of the great Euro horror directors of all time, and I'll let Brian take the extras.
Yeah, so there's not many, but it's Tales from the Spanish Twilight Zone, the Chico Ibanez Serrador story. Chicho, sorry, or Chicho. You're right. That's probably Chicho, because there's a CH there. Select episode introductions by Narciso Ibanez Serrador and press conference promoting the El Televisor, the TV. But that sounds cool. This week is going to be a lot going on to my holiday wish list.
That's a really cool set, and one that you would not. That to me is like the ideal of what you would buy, because you're never going to find that on a streaming service.
Yes, you need. Yeah, it's good. That's a good conversation piece, like we like to say sometimes for collectors. Yeah. I'll skip the next one. That is our pick of the week. This one is Wild Eye Releasing with Death to Metal. So after a freak accident, a disturbed priest is transformed into a mutated killing machine on a mission to destroy any and all fans of heavy metal music. It's up to 2 reluctant metalheads to send his holy monster straight back to hell. This was meh. And it just says packed with extras, but
that's literally what the extras list was.
I know,
it was just packed with
because
extras.
I saw this ad on Blu-ray.com too. It literally says packed with extras, but give none. So
the next one up is from Blue Underground, The House by the Cemetery, 1981. The plot revolves around a series of murders taking place in a New England home, a home which happens to be hiding a particularly gruesome secret within its basement walls. I think I've seen this one.
Yeah, I own the 3-disc version that I I want to say Arrow came out with, or Arrow or one of the other ones, Shout Factory. One of the discs that came out with a 3-disc version, a limited edition, and I got sucked into it because it said limited edition.
Oh, well, this one's got a 4K Blu-ray, 16-bit restoration of the film from the original camera negative. Audio commentary with Troy Howarth, author of Splintered Visions, Lucio Fulci and his films. Deleted scene, trailers, TV spot, poster, still galleries. Disc 2 is a bunch of extras here. Interviews with stars Catriona MacColl and Paolo Malco. Children of the Night. Interviews with stars Giovanni Frezza and Sylvia Colatina. Tales of Laura Gittleson. Interview with star Dagmar Lassander. A Time with Terror. Interview with star Carlo de Mayo. A Haunted Hold de Mayo. A Haunted House Story. Sorry. A Haunted House Story. Interviews with co-writers Dardeno Sacchetti and Elisa Briganti. To Build a Better Death Trap. Interviews with cinematographer Sergio Salvati, special makeup effects artist Maurizio Trani, special effects artist Gino De Rossi, and actor Giovanni De Nava. Housequake. Interview with co-writer Giorgio Mariozzo. I'm sure I'm just destroying these Spanish names with me, like hopped up on cold medicine.
It's forgivable.
Catriona MacColl Q&A. Calling Dr. Freudstein, or is that Freudstein?
It's Freudstein. Yeah.
Interview with Stephen Thrower, author of Beyond Terror, the films of Lucio Fulci. I mean, these film historians are really hiding out tonight, trying not to reveal themselves.
They are. There's one that I guess they left out and didn't tell. And so he's coming up soon. Next one. Okay, get ready for this one because this one is really long, but it's a lot of cool stuff on it. So I'm going to like Micro Machine guy this thing. Okay, Powerhouse Films, Magic, Myth, Mutilation, the micro-budget cinema of Michael J. Murphy from 1967 to 2015. God, this guy's been around a long time, I guess.
Yeah.
Amongst overlooked filmmakers, British director Michael J. Murphy ranks as one of the most sorely neglected. Having cut his teeth on a variety of homemade 8mm shorts, he has completed 3 feature-length productions by the age of 18. Over the next 5 decades, Murphy would go on to make many more films across a variety of genres, dividing his production time between Greece, Portugal, and the UK, with family, friends, and local stage performers becoming his regular cast and crew in exchange for holidays in the sun. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. All right. So there's basically 2K restorations of these movies. I'm not going through every movie. That's not the way this thing is organized, but I will tell you the movies. Looks like it's Tristan and Isolde, Happy Ever After, Secrets, Almost a Movie, The Cell, Stay, Death in the Family, Invitation to Hell, The Last Night, Bloodstream, Moonchild, Torment, Atlantis, Road to Nowhere, Tristan, version 1, ZK3, Necros, Isle of the Dead, and The Return of Alan Strange. Not to be confused with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And there's some, I guess some of them have standard presentations. And that one is Qualen, Tristan, a.k.a. The Legend of Hero, Death Run, Avalon, Second Sight, The Rite Spring, version 1, The Rite of Spring, version 2, Tristan, version 2, Roxy, and Skare. And I say it that way because spelled Skare. Over 34 hours worth of film
That's
content.
incredible.
Yeah, that's nuts. And this isn't even like Severin or Syndrome.
Powerhouse. I don't
Crazy.
think I've heard of them.
Yeah, I think they're new. Okay, so there's audio commentaries here with Murphy and actors Sally Duncan, Phil Linden on Invitation to Hell. Audio commentary with author and arts professor Johnny Walker on Invitation to Hell. Johnny Walker. Audio commentary with Murphy, Duncan, and Linden on The Last Night. Audio commentary with Murphy actors June Bundy, Judith Holding, and Linden on Atlantis. Audio commentary with Murphy and Holding on Scar. Oh, God. Murphy's Lore. It's a 3-part documentary. That's all I'm going to say. It's too long of a description. The Horror on Sea interview with Michael J. Murphy. The Making of Invitation to Hell and The Last Night as a retrospective documentary. The Making of Atlantis, 2-part retrospective documentary. Making of Scar, retrospective documentary. Making of Roxy, it's another documentary. The Making of ZK3. The Rite of Spring, behind the scenes. Necros, behind the scenes. Scare, script read-through. All I can think of is Michael Scarn from The Office.
Yes.
When I read that. Surviving Fragments of 6 Lost Murphy Films. Atlantis City of Sin. Sorry, Atlantic City of Sin works.
Yeah, Atlantic City of Sin is when we go to New Jersey Horror Con.
That's what happens to us there. Bodicea, Gods and Heroes, 2 versions of The Seventh Day, and Insight. Then there's outtakes from Moonchild, Torment, Atlantis, Second Sight, and Scar. Mute rushes from the lost 60mm versions of Scar with that's like the movie of the year. The optional selected scene commentary with actor Oliver Price. The Return of Alan Strange test footage. Michael J. Murphy on Beast. Video tour of Michael J. Murphy's home. Michael J. Murphy's tribute video, home video footage shot by Murphy, trailers for most of them, original Stay 7-inch single needle drop recording, image gallery, script galleries, a limited edition 120-page book, world premieres on Blu-ray, and it's a limited edition box set of 6,000, numbered for the U.S. and U.K.
This is,
and now, of course, now it's got my attention.
$120 on Amazon is the pre-order price for that one.
Oh, wow.
So.
But you know what? You cannot argue that price when you get, literally, 5,000 extras.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad price, really, for that at all.
No. Not considering we spent that on the Christopher Lee set, and it was, half the amount of stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Still great set, but half the amount.
Next up from Vinegar Syndrome, they got a bunch of stuff that releasing this week. The first one up here is one I'm going to definitely put on my list for Christmas horror this year. Don't Open Till Christmas from 1984. It's Christmas time in London, the season of goodwill to all men. A time for celebration, a time for family, a time for presents. This year it's also time for a masked maniac to be let loose on the streets. His intended victims are chosen at random, but they have one thing in common. They are dressed in the flowing white beard and bright red robes of Santa Claus. I've never seen this one. Has a new 2K restoration. Don't Direct Till Christmas, new interview with additional scenes, director-writer Alan Birkinshaw. Slashing Miss Monroe, a brand new interview with actress Carolyn Monroe. Purdom Babylonia, a brand new interview with Lillian Purdom, daughter of director Edmund Purdom. Birkinshaw Uncut, a career-spanning archival interview with Alan Birkinshaw. The Making of a Horror Film, archival making of documentary featuring contemporary cast crew interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. A Dangerous Place for Santa, a brand new featurette revisiting the original shooting locations of Don't Open Till Christmas. And, we got a new one here. Oh no, sorry. We know Amanda Reyes. She's in the she's in that 101 Scariest Moments on Shudder.
Yes, a lot. Actually.
Yeah, she's in there quite a bit. Yeah, so it's got a brand new commentary track with her and special features producer Ewan Cant. Deleted and extended scenes from a never before seen rough cut, behind the scenes still gallery, original theatrical trailer, and reversible cover artwork.
Yes. Next one is, again, from Vinegar Syndrome, and The Werewolf vs. the Vampire Woman, 4K, 1971. Two students, Elvira and her friend Genevieve, go searching for the tomb of medieval murderess and possible vampira, Countess Wandessa. They find a suspect site in the castle of Count Waldemir Daninsky, who invites them to stay for as long as they like. When he shows them the tomb of the Countess, Elvira accidentally revives her. Daninsky is forced to battle the vampire queen. The blood flows like vintage wine. It's a 4K representation. There's 3 versions. The international export nude version with the original Spanish language, Spanish clothed version, which is
who's watching that one? Come on,
I know. And then the Spanish nude integral version Blu-ray with its original Spanish language soundtrack. So that's interesting. There's a clothed and nude version. That's new. The Man Who Saw Frankenstein Cry, Paul Naschy, The Life and Legend of a Horror Icon. 80-minute documentary. Wow, this is actually cool, though. Feature-length documentary featuring Mick Garris, John Landis, Javier Botet, Joe Dante, Carolyn Monroe, Paul Naschy, and more.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah. Brand new video interview with Sergio Molina, the son of Paul Naschy. Oh. Original theatrical trailer under the title Werewolf Shadow. Original theatrical trailer under the title Werewolf vs. the Vampire Woman. 3 alternate title and end credit sequences. Extensive still gallery featuring promotional images, articles, and behind-the-scenes photographs and reversible cover artwork.
I will tell you, if you've never seen any Paul Naschy films, those 2 box sets I got were some of the most fun purchases I ever bought. I really enjoyed every movie on those box sets. So if you don't have those sets, definitely pick them up. They're really, really good.
Yeah, he's very
hairy. He has his shirt off a lot, but it's
yes, he's very shirtless.
It's worth that image sticking in your mind because the movies are a lot of fun. All right, Vinegar Syndrome. Wow, I mean the number of releases this week that could be picks of the week is just crazy.
Yeah.
Now I've got the Shout Factory version of this one, but this is not
same.
This is a 4K version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, 1986 classic.
There's a lot of features on this.
Yeah, young DJ Vantia Block is hosting a music show when 2 renegade hoodlums phone her and start making trouble. The situation changes rapidly as the kids drive to a passageway and get sawed to pieces by Leatherface while the shocked DJ listens to the kids' screams. Local sheriff approaches Block and convinces her to play the recording made from the phone call on radio, hoping that the killers would show up. Of course, this is what turned Texas Chainsaw into a comedy almost. Crazy movie. This is I would say this is the Gremlins 2 of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. It just goes
not the City Slickers 2.
No, not the City Slickers 2. This is definitely the Gremlins 2. And I will let Brian take this long list of extras.
Yeah, okay. I just took a sip of my ginger ale to get through this one. So this one has 4K restoration, That's it. Let me just get down to here. Okay, brand new audio commentary with film critic Patrick Bromley, audio commentary director Toby Hooper, audio commentary actors Bill Moseley, Carolyn Williams, and special effects makeup creator Tom Savini, or Salvini.
Tom Salvini.
What mood you're in. Audio commentary with director of photography Richard Kouros, production designer Carrie White. Not that Carrie White. Script supervisor Laura Kouros and property master Michael Sullivan. The Saw and the Savini. A brand new 2022 interview with special effects makeup creator Tom Savini. Stretch Lives, a brand new 2022 interview with actress Carolyn Williams. Serving Tom, a brand new 2022 interview with special makeup artist Gabe Bartolos. Remember the Alamo, it's an interview with actor Kirk Sisko. Texas Bloodbath, a brand new 2022 interview with special makeup effects artist Barton Mixon. Die Yuppie Scum, a brand new interview with actor Barry Kenyon. Leatherface Revisited, an interview with Bill Johnson. Beneath the Battleland, Remembering the Lair, a brand new 2022 featurette with actors Carolyn Williams, Barry Kenyon, Bill Johnson, and Kirk Sisko. Never Seen extended interviews with, oh boy, directors Toby Hooper and co-producer Cynthia Hargrave from director Mark Hartley's documentary Electric Boogaloo, The Wild Untold Story of Canon Films. It Runs in the Family, an 85-minute documentary on the making of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. IRITF Outtakes, extended interviews with LM Kit Carson and Lou Perryman. House of Pain, an interview with makeup effects artist John Vulich, Bart Mixon, Gabe Bartolos, and Gino Crognale. Basically, there's an interview for anyone that's even remotely associated with the film, apparently. Yuppie Meat, interview with actors Chris Doritas and Barry Kenyon. Cutting Moments, an interview with editor Elaine Jakubowicz. Behind the Mask, an interview with stuntman and Leatherface performer Bob Elmore. Horror Hallowed Grounds, and featurette on the location of the film. Still Feeling the Buzz, an interview with author and film historian Stephen Thrower. Of course, we know him, which we don't have time to go into his details. You'll just have to look him up. Cody's working on the tomb for you. That'll save us time in the end. 43-minute behind-the-scene video footage shot on the film's production. It's got alternate openings, deleted scenes, theatrical trailers, TV spots, and promotional fun.
That is worth the upgrade right there.
Yeah, I believe so.
That is worth the upgrade. I mean, that puts the Shout Factory Collector's Edition to shame, which is saying something, because that was a great version of that. All right, we're back to the Plaga Zombies. This is from Severin Films, the Plague Zombie Trilogy. I think we had a Plaga Zombie movie. We
did, yeah.
This is the entire trilogy, 1997. In 1997, 17-year-old suburban Buenos Aires filmmakers Pablo Perez and Hernan Saez pooled $450. That's not million, that's just dollars. To co-write, produce, direct, and star in a shot-on-VHS zombie epic of such flesh-ripping, gore-spewing greatness that it instantly drew global cult acclaim and redefined the possibilities of extreme do-it-yourself horror. Over the next 20 years, Perez, Saez, and their friends would create two increasingly ambitious and equally brilliant viscera-soaked sequels and several short films that made them Argentinian George Romeros who've built a small empire of gore flicks. The complete Plaga Zombie trilogy is now presented together for the first time ever, remastered and upscaled to HD by the directors with an all-new documentary and more that celebrates the pioneers in contemporary Argentinian horror whose passion continues to influence others in Latin America and around the world. So that I want to see these. This looks really cool.
Yeah, these look fun.
It has 1 Million Zombies, the story of Plaga Zombie. Plaga Zombie, the animated mini-series. I like that.
I like that.
8 short films, Plaga Zombie trailer, Plaga Zombie Zona Mutante teaser, Plaga Zombie Zona Mutante trailer, Plaga Zombie Zona Mutante Revolucion Toxica trailer, and web store exclusive slipcover.
Yes. And Vinegar Syndrome is back. They said, stop taking on my Thunder, Severin Films. We're back here with Blood Delirium from 1988. St. Simon, a deranged and a manic painter, believes that he is the reincarnation of Vincent van Gogh. When his beautiful wife dies unexpectedly, Simon suffers an emotional breakdown and insists his necrophiliac butler, Herman, help him remove her corpse from the cemetery and bring it back to his castle to help him retain his creativity, placing the body on display inside of a hidden crypt. If it's hidden, how's it displaying? Still struggling with his art, Simon soon meets a young woman named Sybil, who bears a striking resemblance to his late wife, and lures her back to the castle with the intention of making her into his new muse. Trapped inside, Sybil must find a way to escape the horrors taking place within the castle walls, as Simon has recently discovered that human blood may hold the key to unlocking his true creative potential. There was a Tales from the Crypt that like that, I think. Where, like, the guy, like, we found out he could... I forgot. Remember, he was, like, killing people and using the real blood for the paintings?
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
it kind of, it helped him. Anyway, so this one's... there was no trailer for this, but it's got a brand new commentary track with film historians Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth. Troy Howarth we know, but Eugenio Ercolani, the only thing I found on him, because I kind of forgot, I didn't see him when I originally did this, but I quickly looked him up. The only thing he was known for is, like, anytime he kept using the same tagline and, like, descriptive things. Like, anytime he loved a movie, he goes, "You genius!" But that's really all I got from him. Sorry, Cody. Gerard's Delirium. Brand new interview with actor Marco Di Stefano. Killer Muse, 28 minutes. It's a brand new interview with actress Bridget Christensen. Once Upon a Time in the Italian 80s. A brand new interview with assistant director Corrado Colombo. I think we've seen him before. And that's got some alternate Italian front and end titles, trailer, and reversible cover artwork.
All right. Next up from VCI, we have Terror at Tenkiller from 1986. Leslie and Jana are a couple of attractive young women who decide to go on vacation at a remote cabin in the woods. It's always a bad idea.
Never a good sign.
However, things go dangerously wrong after guess what? Homicidal maniac shows up in the area and begins a deadly murder spree. Will anyone survive the Terror at Tenkiller? No extras on this one. New 4K restoration. I'll let Brian describe the trailer here.
Yeah, because in the trailer, the guy says, "You may end up dead," and he makes sure the D is so. So, but really, that's all I got. 4K restoration too. There's nothing in there exciting in terms of features. Next one is from Scream Team releasing The Last Thanksgiving from 2020. Family of cannibalistic pilgrims attacks a restaurant that stays open for Thanksgiving. I think we may need to make this our Thanksgiving movie this year. Right? The trailer looked pretty fun and wild. Maybe even do a commentary or something. We haven't done one of those in a while. But yeah, that's all. No features.
You don't
listed,
get a lot of those Thanksgiving horror movies.
No, we're running. There's only a handful, and we've done them all.
All right. Vinegar Syndrome said, "Hold my beer. I'm closing the rest of this week out."
Yep.
They first one up here. It's all Vinegar Syndrome from here on out. Villains, 2019. After a pair of amateur criminals break into a suburban home, they stumble upon a dark secret that two sadistic homeowners will do anything to keep from getting out. This one, Brian says, looks nuts.
Yes, and it's Micah Monroe is in it. One of our
yeah,
favorite. She was like OG, like Civil Gore.
Exactly.
Discussion topic back from when we loved, of course. We loved all her movies, but of course, It Follows was just a modern day classic, which I watched recently again, and just, oh my god, it blows me away every time. I just
holds
love
up,
it more
doesn't it?
every time I say it. Absolutely holds up, and it's always if you have not seen it, it is such a good horror movie to like show somebody who has never seen a horror movie that might get them into horror for good.
I remember I was so excited for that when it was one of the first times I got a tweet from a famous person. Because the minute I came out of the theater, I tweeted about how much I love the movie, and the director liked my tweet. I thought that was the coolest thing. But yeah, that was a memorable theater experience for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't get to see it in the theater, but I got it on Blu-ray, and I watched it right when we got it, and I absolutely loved it. But anyway, that was Villains. I lost track. And this actually, I'm actually in the process of ordering. I'm just looking to see if I want to add anything to it while I'm ordering my Vinegar Syndrome, since it's better for the shipping. And that is Deathcember, which is one we did on the podcast, and we absolutely loved it.
That was a fun one, yeah.
Yeah, and this has got a ton of cool uncut versions. A collection of 24 films that take a look at the dark side of the festive season. 24 international directors with the most diverse ideas and styles linked by short animated segments that deal with the advent calendar itself. And it's really cool that there's like Tiffany Shepis is in there, Barbara Crampton, a lot of people you'll know in there. And I think this version, I know that the releases aren't here, but I looked it up. There's about like almost every version on here. There's an uncut version and intros with the filmmakers of each segment, so it's really, really cool. So I'm definitely going to order that one.
Next up, again from Vinegar Syndrome, this one looks fun. Shakarama Video Party, 1953 to 1968.
This is what I may add. I was thinking of
this
adding.
Is cool.
I'm just looking.
In the 1990s, Something Weird Video hypnotized a generation of movie maniacs by unearthing the most radically surreal genre films of all time, all via the magic of VHS. Shakarama Video Party is a hallucinogenic tribute to those cathode tube-fueled days, featuring 4 regional horror blasts preserved from the original Something Weird SVHS masters as the film elements have been lost. This collection serves as a time machine to a beloved era in home video history. Includes The Naked Witch, 1961, Violated, 1953, Ghost of Hanley House, 1968, and Passion in the Sun, 1964. And this one has, I'll let Brian describe the trailer here in a second. It has,
there's a cool song in the thing, but it goes witches, 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 but you gotta the song in the trailer. I watched it a week ago, so I couldn't remember. Just go watch the trailer for this because the song is super catchy.
It has preserved from the original Something Weird SVHS Tape Masters, The Naked Witch archival commentary with director Larry Buchanan and Nathaniel Thompson. Shocked out trailers.
He didn't even go with anything there.
No,
he's just like, I'm Nathaniel
He's
Thompson.
really trying to stay undercover.
Yeah.
Shocked out trailers and drive-in snipes, and this is the cool one. Watch the full uninterrupted program in all-night slumber party mode. What would this would be so much fun to like put on at a Halloween party or something.
Yeah, that is what sold me. What I think has sold me on it. When I love when they do those when you have those all like fun all-night things like that. That's why I think I might have to add this to my Vinegar Syndrome order.
Yeah.
Before I hit buy. Next one, Vinegar Syndrome again is actually we know they're all Vinegar Syndromes. The Amityville Curse from 1990. This was not one of the good ones from what I remember. I think this is one of the ones that annoyed me, matter of fact. But for some reason they felt the need. Vinegar Syndrome has a little soft spot, I think, for Amityville because they tend to release these sets on there that I bought 2 of from them already. But this one I'm not buying. But I will tell you this: what's crazy is the limited edition version of this sold out. I saw it because they had a thing on it when I was on the site. You can still get it, but not the slipcase. That's the only difference. But anyway, it's an unseen assailant murders a priest in his confessional. The church is closed. Years later, the house is up for sale, and Debbie and Frank purchase it. Debbie is strangely drawn to the house because it reminds her of her dreams. Remember there was a short film I saw once. I think I discussed this before, where this girl keeps having a dream of walking through a house, and she keeps driving around with her husband until she sees the house. Actually, in real life, she goes in there and says, "I need to buy this house." And the guy says, "Well, I'm going to tell you it's haunted." And she goes, "Oh, I don't." She goes, "Who buy?" And she says, "You." Remember that?
That was
like an old story.
That was a Night Gallery episode.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
from?
it's on the season 1 set. Yeah.
Oh my God, thank you. But I was trying to find out where that
That's
was
a
from.
great
and it was
episode.
from Night. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad you just told me that because you saved a lot of aggravation because I always search for that every so often when it pops into my head.
Yeah, that's Night Gallery season 1. Yeah.
And I have the Night Gallery, like the old DVD versions. I can actually go watch it. Anyway, so this is scanned in 2K from the original 35mm camera negative. Audio commentary by Paul Carup of Canuxploitation.com and film historian Jason Pachonsky. And I actually looked up some stuff for him. It says he's been staken many times for the Pokemon Pikachu. But it's his own. It really didn't help that his film historian tagline was, "You got to watch them all." So yeah, I think it's. So he's partly to blame for that mistaken identity. Some of the other features on there: Amityville Memories, interview with Tom Berry; Acting in Amityville, interview with Donna Whiteman; Shooting Amityville, interview with Rodney Gibbons. Rodney Remembers. Gibbons reflects on his work. Booklet featuring new motion picture Purgatory comic strip and reversible cover art. It's not. I mean, it's not even a lot of features on it. But I guess if you really want every Amityville, which I don't ever plan, I'm already bad enough. I'm watching them all. I don't need to own them all, which is strange for me to say that. But
next up from Vinegar Syndrome, Dakra from 2018. An investigation into witchcraft leads a trio of journalism students to a mysterious town marked by sinister rituals inspired by true events. No extras on this one.
Yeah, it looks decent, actually. The trailer surprised me how interesting it looked, so I think you might like it, Tim.
Okay.
It looks like kind of a you vibe to it. Then there's finally Moon of the Wolf from 1972, my birth year. After several locals are viciously murdered, a Louisiana sheriff starts to suspect he may be dealing with a werewolf. And this is a Jeffrey Lewis vehicle, Tim. And they say Rougarou in it, which
good.
Of course we got excited because of the ride at Cedar Point named Rougarou. Remember when Mike used to have Izzy go Rougarou?
Yes.
Like when they first came out, she's got a French background, so she would say Rougarou the proper.
Yeah,
way.
that was the one where we saw the snake in the queue line, and I was.
Oh yeah,
Kevin was laughing because I was talking about how great the theming was.
Yeah, and that is still a very momentous day because that is the day Tim and I met in person, and Civil Gore, the roots of Civil Gore began.
Yep.
So this is a big one, Tim. So I will definitely take.
Yeah,
our pick
this
of the
is
week
now. I will
to
say
save you.
This was my pick of the week just because I'm reading this author's book that this box set is based on. And I just love the author. I love this set. It's just interesting and unusual. Though I will say there was tons of on this week, obviously, that you saw that could be picks of the week.
Oh God, they all could have been.
But this one I just thought was neat because it was just as packed with extras. It has a lot of cool movies that you're not going to see anywhere else. I will say most of these films are streaming on Shudder right now, but probably for a limited time.
They are. They Shudder's like kind of gets a head start on these. It's funny.
Yeah, but I'll let Brian take this long one.
Yeah, so this is House of Psychotic Woman Rarities collection from 1972 to 1986. One of those great Severin sets that Tim and I just want to buy every one of them.
Yeah.
And it's in 2012. Kirla Janice published House of Psychotic Women, billed as an autobiographical topography of female neurosis in horror and exploitation films. It soon became one of the most vital. Tim Lucas from Video Watchdog said that. An astonishing, Daily Grindhouse said, genre tomes of all time.
And let me tell you,
Cody. It said tomes, so you got something to live up to.
Yeah,
here
and I will
with this
say,
tome.
guys, this book is incredible. It's so, I mean, it's taken me a long time to read because it is like tiny
Oh, that's
print.
the one with the really tiny print? Yeah,
but
I remember
the
that, yeah.
amount of film knowledge in this book, I mean, movies you've never heard of, I guarantee you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And plot lines, things about them, but she's interweaving this all with her biography of her life. And she had an interesting life. She was.
I gotta borrow.
Yeah, she was kind
I might
of.
have to borrow this when you're done.
Yeah, I would definitely. I can send it to you. She was definitely. I don't want to say juvenile delinquent, but she was very wild in her youth. So she has a lot of great stories, and she was very rebellious, and she kind of ties that in with the movies at the time. So like she'll be talking about like her time spent in this home or whatever, and then she talks about movies that are spent with girls in different homes. I mean, it's just really, really well done. I can't recommend the book enough. I'm not even halfway through it. I've been reading it off and on for like months now. Every now and again I'll just pick it up and read a chapter, but. Astounding book. I can't recommend it enough. House of Psychotic Women. But I'll let you continue.
Nice. Yeah, so the disc one has Identikit, a.k.a. the Diver's Seat from 1974. It's got a 4K restoration of the film by Cinematheque of Bologna and Severin Films. That's interesting. Introduction by Kirla Janice, Tim's hero now. Author of House of Psychotic Women. Audio commentary with TCM Underground curator Millie de Chirico. Lack of Absence, writer and literary historian. Oh, but that's a literary historian. It's not a film historian. Chandra Mayer on Muriel Spark and the driver's seat. Oh, so it is driver's seat. There was a typo.
Oh, there's a typo in the thing, yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to go driver's seat, driver's seat. That's all. It's got a trailer. Disc 2, I Like Bats, 1986. New 2K restoration of the film. Introduction by Kirla Janice, right? That's how it's. Yeah, Kirla Janice. Okay, author of House of Psychotic Women. Audio commentary with Camilla No, I butchered that. Wilebska, actor and co-editor of A Story of Sin, Surrealism in Polish Cinema. There's a TV spot on there as well. Disc 3 and 4 are Footprints in the U.S. and the Italian cut. And let's see, it's 4K restoration. Introduction by Kirla Janice, author of House of Psychotic Women. I probably don't need to keep saying that. Second part. To the Moon, interview with actress Ida Galli. Nicoletta Elmi, Italian cinema Imp Ascendant. Video essay. Don't know what that is. So do we need a new category here? Video essay by film scholars Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Craig Martin. See, they're hiding again. Audio commentary with film historian Kat Ellinger. Oh, she went back. She had a soft spot for us. Light of the Moon, interview with cinematographer Vittorio Storaro. And it also has a trailer. And the final, Disc 5, The Other Side of the Underneath from 1972. Previously restored in 2K by the British Film Institute. Introduction by Kirla Janice. Extended work print version of the film. Sheila Allen interview. Natasha Morgan interview. Extended sequences. Penny Slinger, live at the Miskatonic Institute of Horror Studies. And Penny Slinger, Out of the Shadows trailer.
I'm going to try to catch these on Shudder while they're there. Because I don't know how long they'll stay, with them. I don't know if they just have them for a limited time, do the box set or what. So I'm just going to try to watch those. Because I tell you, reading this book, every film she mentions, you'll be like, oh man, I want to see that. I want to see that. Because she makes it sound so interesting. But yeah,
I think so. Do you want me to read through all the titles real quick?
Yeah. So we had 29 titles. I'll let Brian just kind of recap the week of October 25th.
So we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1931. Nope, 4K. The Invitation. Dressed to Kill. Satan's Little Helper, The Changeling 4K, The Count Yorga Collection, The Bat Special Edition, The Kindred, Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things 4K, Tales to Keep You Awake Season 1, House of... I'll do that last, our pick of the week. Death to Metal, The House by the Cemetery, Magic Myth Mutilation, the micro-budget cinema of Michael J. Murphy, Don't Open Till Christmas, The Werewolf vs. the Vampire Woman in 4K, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 in 4K, The Plague Zombie Trilogy, Blood Delirium, Terror at 10 Killer, The Last Thanksgiving, Villains, Deathcember, Shakarama Video Party, The Amityville Curse, Dakra, Moon of the Wolf, and of course our pick of the week, which is Tim's I think soft spot for pick of the week too.
Yeah.
House of Psychotic Women Rarities Collection.
And somehow we got through 29 releases in less than an hour, and then people are probably like, "Man, I wish Tim would lose his voice more often so that they would rush through."
I know. Except that the downside is it was shorter, but it was still mostly me.
It's this trade-off you have to take.
Yeah, you got to take something.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you back here soon because the November Discmemberment is right around the corner. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of a break. I hope we don't have as many releases in November. Not that I don't enjoy having all these releases, but they are this was a terror for recording.
It was just a bad month for it to do.
Yeah.
We had so much between travel and stuff.
October's
and the
so
horror
busy.
challenge.
It's just then when you have something that you're having to do I mean, Discmemberments alone are tough to record usually because we're in the middle of trying to record our regular episodes, and then when you had to split it into 3 parts, it was particularly difficult. But but we'll see you guys here soon. Back next month with more releases heading into the holiday season. Take care.
Yes.